may come in different packages or in different boxes, and I may have included maybe different components, but essentially you're going to receive everything that you need. So here's an example of a package that you're going to receive. There we go. So you will of course receive an LG G3 mobile phone. It might not be in its original box, it depends if I have one available. But this phone has been specifically modified, so you don't need to do anything with it. It will go straight in and it will do everything that you need it to do. We'll receive a ground loop isolator. We'll receive a short 3.5mm jack extension, a USB 12 volt power. This might be different to what is shown here because there's a couple of different variations. FM modulator, GPS receiver, USB cable is the power source for the GPS module, and then finally a second USB power source which will be used to power the GPS. You may receive two like this because these are actually very good, rather than one of these. Depends on what I have in stock at the moment, but they're both exactly the same. So there you have it. These are the items that you will find in your package so that you can build your own ICM3 device. So you need a T20 screwdriver to remove the 3 screws. And just push the plastic down the metal. Okay, so whilst looking at this you will notice that there are metal clips holding it in all the way around. And no actual screws, so it's a simple matter of bending the metal so that you can actually open the top of the radio. And there we go. So what we need to do is this particular wire here with the red and white wires needs to be disconnected completely. That represents the high voltage wire required for the fluorescent tubes of the old system, the old screen. So we're going to remove that completely and put it to one side. These two are very important and need to remain, so be very careful that you don't damage them. Notice here there is a round hole which can be pushed out, so we're gonna knock that one out so that we can pop this in. I'm just going to use a screwdriver to do that. There we go. So now we have an exit hole on the back. Now inside here, to get to this hole, we're going to need to remove the top board, or not remove it, but just get it out of the way. And you'll notice that there are 2 screws holding it in, both at the bottom here. So we're going to remove those. And the 2 screws holding the back of it in are either side of the port. and then you'll see that there is two metal bars at the front here and here that just need to be bent back so that you can lift the board out. There we go, and then you'll see it'll move up. Now just be careful when you're lifting it up that you don't damage any of the cables. And when you're lifting it, you have to get it past these two metal bits here. You might just bend them a little bit to help it come out. There we go. And also when you're pulling this up, be careful that you don't pull the ribbon cable out of the house, out of its housing. So we've got enough. That's all we really need to do, because that's going to give us enough room for what we need to. The cable that we need to thread through. So the whole point of this is that we need to ensure that the phone inside the ICM receives audio output and a power connection. So these need to come through this metal box to the front of the ICM3 to power the phone and to receive audio from it. So there's an easy way and a hard way to do this. The hard way is how I build all of them, which is to incorporate all of the contents of the kit inside the ICM box. It's a bit like Tetris, and it's quite difficult to do simply because of space restrictions within this box. The easy way to do it is to run these two cables just directly through the ICM, because if you do that, all of the devices can be connected outside of this box and just be hidden inside your dashboard. So if you want to do it the easy way, grab your two cables and thread them through this hole. Such as this. And then give yourself some slack, and you'll notice that there is a ridge on the ICM PCB here, so you want your wires to be there so that you can basically put the PCB back down again. Just give yourself some slack. So, and then just push the ICM PCB back down again, and then run your cables through the hole in the front here. Like that. And then you're done. So screw it back together again. And there you go. You've got your two connectors for your phone, and on the other side you are ready to go with the other bits and pieces that you need to connect. So the hole is here for this port, so just pop the wires through. Until you get to the white connector, and then that's sufficient. So before placing the PCB back in, you just want to make sure that the ribbon cables are still exactly where they're meant to be. So just move the wires around to this gap in the PCB, which will allow you to put the PCB back down again. Also, you want to make sure that the plastic connector here is not going to interrupt putting the PCB down, so you need to have it as close to the edge of the PCB as possible. And then you want to push the PCB back into place. Screw your unit back together. And then we're just going to push the metal bits back to where they were before. There we go. So you have your USB hub just sitting there nicely in the corner, and you've got your power leads coming out. So that's the first part of this. So the USB cable for the phone, you just pop through the hole on the front here, like that. So at this point we're ready to put in our FM modulator. So to start fitting the phone, what we need to do is get something to raise up the plastic. And the reason you want to do this is because you want to see where the screen is. And then your phone goes face down here. I'm just going to leave that to set overnight.